ladies and gentlemen. I fear I may have messed up a chakra. And this is a test, sorta. I haven't been live in a while. Me and the Matrix have been having an interesting dance session. And so, I'm here to talk to you guys about all the stuff that is going on. And I would like to say welcome to the solar system. If you're not familiar with our planets and how they work, we all fly around the sun, and we're moving and grooving. And so, Jupiter's been retrograde, which has been cool because Jupiter's cool no matter what direction he's heading. That's my opinion. You're totally allowed to disagree. And if somehow talking about planets and where they are freaks you out, it's probably not the place for you. But I love you either way. See how we got all the gas giants on the same side. Pluto and Saturn, they're all over there. See that? Boom. Well, how you do? Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Eris, Saturn, Jupiter. They're big. I should have pulled this up. How are you? Happy afternoon. It's a smoke 'em if you got 'em day. The information I got to talk about is quite fascinating. I'm going to hop in there and be like, is this shit on? I mean, is this stuff working? Hopefully you'll be like, yes, we can hear you. We can see you. Things are good. And I'll be back and I'm going to do the thingy. Shit. I got to practice talking to people. That's the wrong thing I'm looking for. What am I looking for? This. Hello. What is up, Mike Taylor? You're fantastic. What is up, Christine? Are you lofting to higher vibrations? How about you, Susan Donna Hugh? Are you having a good color today? Oh, that's a bad joke. What is up, Mr. Titwell? Yeah. Live stream is working. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Big pull on our planet. Okay, so I'm guessing you can. There's a weird lag with the typing stuff, I guess. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. Can you hear me? I guess you could, because you mentioned, but you might have just seen it. I sound like a crazy guy. Okay, I'm going backwards. Holy wow! Thank you. I'm proud of you, too. I'm proud of everybody who survived since 9/11, because it's been crazy. It's like some weird dude shut up and was like, do you want to play a game? And I'm like, was this a fun game? Heck yeah. He's like, no, it's not. It's like torture porn for 20 years, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm like, that what? Who wrote this crappy ass script? And you guys are doing fantastic as well. I want to say thank you to all the really good people out there who have done really good things for basically anybody. Anytime you have shown kindness and rised above it all, I'm proud of you and I thank you. We are all in this together. Okay, I got a lot to talk about, so I'll be back in a second. So you guys keep it cool, and here we go. Wait, making noises. Remember, I'm rusty. So we got all these planets on the same side. Boom. And we're talking a lot of ma'am, Eris. Put an asterisk and a question mark by Eris. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. That's a big pull, that's a lot. And they're all over there. So they could be tilting you like, whoa. So we're all dragging. Because this thing is flying through space. It don't really make no sense. But it kind of works. And I've seen all the planets and stars go around me most of my whole life. And the sun has definitely been acting weird. So, yep, we got our next storm coming in our wave after wave after wave. Orion arm of moisture. Atmospheric river pattern that passes from Baja over Texas, the Gulf, up the coast in Canada. And then it kind of gets blocked off by high in front of England. Sometimes it makes it through. Sometimes it doesn't. I have this theory because people are always like, geoengineering. And it's like, yeah, they can control like 10, 15% of the weather. I don't think they can control it all, including the oceans and all the atmosphere. Because that's a lot. Like the oceans are so powerful. Like if you want to feel like an ant, go out in the middle of an ocean, man. Nobody controls all the oceans. Because they're talking about this storm. Anyway, so it seemed to me like they split it in two so the two didn't combine, which for now has saved the Midwest, which has just been freaking hammered. Okay, expired. And here I think we get, which animal is it that has the 3 claws? Is it a badger? Badger's one of my favorite old comic book dudes. But that comes from a different generation, where if this generation is offended by Friends and Cheers, then Badger may not be the comic book for you. Because the guy's crazy, and I think he's in like Minnesota, and he knows Kung Fu. But he's really cool, and all of his personalities have a good heart, if I remember correctly. And he hangs out with a druid. And all these demons from different dimensions show up and try and change things in our world. What was it talking about? Wow, that looks weird, huh? Okay, so we got a big, like a 3E. It's like an E without the back letter. My middle name is Eric. What is your middle name? Oh, I gotta get better. How we doing? And seriously, thank you very much, Susan Donahue. I am proud of y'all, everybody. It's been a really good spring so far, although turbulent, but somehow I'm hanging in there. And Avengers Endgame comes out in like 20 hours, 30 hours. And as a kid who grew up reading Avengers, these movies have been about as fantastic as I could have ever hoped for. And then you pile on top of that Game of Thrones, the greatest TV show of all time, where the like Arya and Bree bookend scenes in the last. The Bree scene is probably one of the best scenes ever in movies or TV shows or Netflix shows or HBO shows. Those are my opinions. Then we got this, is that like a mushroom alien with a boner upside down? Yeah, everybody be on high alert. Oh, yeah, so you got 3 Wolverine claws of moisture across the globe. And we got our big alien shrimp curling up. Tornadoes have been dangerous, lethal. We lost some people in Texas yesterday during that storm. I think 2 or 3 people died. And remember, these are government media approved numbers. So it still blows my mind that, like, the whole Puerto Rico thing, I'm lighting a cigarette, where they were like, yeah, you got hit by a Cat 5, Cat 4, and 60 people died. And like, what, a couple months later, like, oh, we meant 5,000. I mean, if that, like, that was some of the craziest shit I ever, like, how that just, and everybody flew right over it. Like, yeah, the initial report, and I'm thinking, you know, we got drones and really great satellite cameras and shit. Like, they had to have a much better idea of the casualty count way before that. And so, the thing that's been freaking me out energetically is Africa. It got hit by a really bad hurricane. They call it a cyclone or typhoon. But it's a hurricane, man. And Africa got hit really hard in March. And we're talking 95% of the city, pretty much town, wiped out. Underwater. And nobody outside of that region pretty much batted an eye. And it's like, people laugh sometimes. They're like, you're not Planetary Defense Commander. That is not a real thing. I'm like, well, A, yeah, it is. B, who else told you about? Australia getting hit twice by hurricanes. And then Africa twice. And I'm sure you heard it other places, but it's like, all right, we had 2 of the 3 2 continents already get hit by multiple hurricanes. That's trend. There's more evidence that verifies my middle of September landfalling hurricane. Middle of October 2019 landfalling hurricane. Granted, they could shift west and we're talking South Texas and then Florida. Or if it, I think that's what we're aiming, or not aiming for, but it will probably be. Although if it shifts the other way, it would go Florida and then the East Coast. And the second one, the October one, could possibly curl out if we all think really great thoughts and try and counter the energy and clouds that are coming in. Yeah, so this is in the United States. We've got 261 rivers that are currently in flood stage, with a lot of the central northern rivers in really bad shape at major flood stage. And you got 58 gauges moderate flooding. So this situation, which I've been repeating over a month now, weeks before it happened, that this was our clear present danger number 1 as Americans. And the last number figure I got was $25 billion worth of crops wiped out, livestock. That doesn't even count people's lives, homes. Like I said, at this point, I ain't trusting no government numbers, man. None when it comes to unalive, poor to middle class people. They don't have the best representation these days. It's like the last 10 years, everybody's been so busy fighting, they didn't realize we're all at like a negotiating table with all the corporations, gangs, and then what other else mystical, mythological things you might believe in this world. Oh, I haven't got to the news yet. Okay, you ready? How's everybody doing? Let me click over to make sure. Oh my God, thank you, Eastern E. Whoa, it just became like an Entourage episode. There are people here. You guys are great. And you can hear me? I hope so. Where helicopters? Oh, I've locked out the world. It's me, you, the TV screen, and the sunlight. And did you see the sun today? Go take pictures. Well, earlier it was like blue all around the sun. And I do this thing where I close my eyes. And today as I was moving the two elbow forearms in front of it, back and forth, with my eyes closed and then open. And the sun looked like a sprite. You know those magical red things that are over some lightning storms? So that was the shape that the sun represented to me. And then it was like a weird star pattern. And for a while, it looked like there was a ball around the 2 to 3 o'clock region of the sun. I got it on video and photograph. So yeah, the sun is changing and doing amazing things. And you guys are great. Like I like, there is no government, man. There are corporate mascots, or family mascots, or gang mascots, or pirate. What do you call a pirate group? Pirates, I guess. All right. Now we go to this is the headline part. What is it? 114. Remember, I've been kind of in my foxhole by myself most of the time, not all the time. So I'm trying to learn how to talk again. Like Dave Grohl said, we gotta learn how to fly again. And Pluto's retrograde. And Jupiter's retrograde. Yeah, but Jupiter's cool. What was it talking about? Rick Rubin. Rock and roll. I don't know if you kids remember rock and roll. It was really great. Van Halen. The universe never explains why. That is true. She is a perpetual mystery. Go ahead and fill out your own female mystery name if you want to. Or the gender of your choice. Every day it becomes clear how important it is to shine our light. And that means good vibrations, happiness, and your perspective that acknowledges, holy smokes, there are a lot of really great things out here all around in the real world. Like birds. Birds are just so cool. They always seem super happy, and they're like the best. I'm a people watcher, but I think birds are secretly much better people watchers than humans are. And they're always either flying or just hanging out. And then they have buddies. They fly in groups, or sometimes they get real romantic and fly in groups of twos. And they sing in the morning. I always love it when the first bird sings. And so, I don't know, birds are cool, and they all have a different voice. So yeah, and we got to take much better care of the animals. So yeah, do what you can and just be cool. That's a great idea. All right, let's dig deep into our integrity and compassion. Do my best. We're going to have to look around us to see how hatred and intolerance is more and more out of place in a world that is choosing love. I agree. Like, more and more people are like, what the hell? We're doing this. We're doggy paddling about Trump and the Clintons for like 20 years. Can we please move forward past names that are in the Inquirer and get to ideas? You know what I'm talking about? Like, let's not talk about names anymore. Let's not talk about individuals. Let's talk about ideas that are going to affect us all. Because we got hurricanes that are wiping out cities / town, Mozambique. This is a new level of real planetary defense. Like Miami, I know you got a lot of cool people there. And you got a lot of rich people there. But like, if something like this hit Miami, we're seeing forces where if cities get hit in the wrong way, from the wrong angle, major cities, we could lose a whole lot of people and like a half a city, not a city, overnight. So now, or actually like 3 years ago, it's time to get in the game, but we're not out of time. Okay, Jacqueline Whitall, because she's with it all. All right. Cyclone Kenneth, and that's weird to me. What am I gonna do? Nobody minds. Am I gonna Google? Because Bing is gift search is like worst gift search ever. It's like if the AI were mad at me and I was trying to search for gifts. Seriously, but my computer lane might be special. One of the best sitcoms ever. 30 Rock. And they talk about the future a lot in 30 Rock, but not as many people watched it, so it's not as popular as all the Simpsons ones. But no, they talk about Trump a lot through this whole thing. I would recommend it, and it's hilarious, dude. Anyway, so they named it Kenneth, so now all I can think is Kenneth. And you know what? The main thing that makes 30 Rock so great? Kenneth. Because he has the heart, and he's loyal. He's faithful and true. And he's a little crazy. So it's just weird to have them name it Kenneth. You can supply your own name, Kenneth. Yeah, so this is going to hit an area that has just been completely devastated. And then Australia and New Zealand have been having major flood issues. So we're at city getting wiped out range. That's bad. But worry is a misuse of imagination. So there's no use in worrying about it. Thank you, love, happiness, underscoring. Oh, man. But now it's time to make plans. I just kind of realized, like, okay, dudes, like, the media and politics is basically controlled by the upper northeast of all of America. And social media is basically controlled by upper northwest of the West Coast. And so YouTube and a lot of people and a lot of social media, it's always like, the devil's coming. The Antichrist is going to kick our ass, man. Like a agenda, you got no hope. Agenda Order 66 or whatever, Star Wars. And so it's like, and they're even the ones selling us like Left Behind. That 1999 series where like, the rapture. And it was like, yo, dude, A, there are a lot of Antichrists. There have always been a lot of Antichrists. B, why do we even need to worry about what the devil be doing? God is good, and heroes shall return. So in Texas, it's not like, oh my God, the devil's just going to kick our fucking asses. We're from Texas, dude. Like, we'll handle whatever comes our way. So I think Texas needs to be more of a lighthouse to the rest of the United States. Be like, hey, dudes, there's a time to sit around the fire and gossip and tell jokes or play guitar, whatever you want to do. And there's a time for everybody to just band together and deal with the soil, water, and wind and food issues that every human being has been dealing with for thousands of years. Not millions. So now's that time. It was like if your children, okay, for the last 3 years, everybody's like, politics, 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 politics. Great. Nice. Recommend taking 3 years off. 3 months off to get ready for hurricane season and to deal with the shit we got going on now. And definitely figure out what is going on with food and what everybody could do to contribute to figuring out how to grow food again, how to maximize food again, and then pull a lot of that shit that they got in the 70s, patents on mass food growth stuff. But it's like algae. I watched a bunch of old films on it, not a bunch, but a few, where you can technically feed everybody every day for like $20. Nah, I might have oversimplified that a little too much, but I'm just saying. Like, there was a point where capitalism was like, okay, we're just going to shut everything, and I'm talking global capitalism, like, we're going to shut down all the new good ideas and then make as much money we can out of the ones we got now. So that shit's got a hand. Was he talking about? But I guess that's what we're dealing with here in Brexit and in the United States and Venezuela and Canada and the Middle East and Africa. Everybody's trying to figure it out. What are we going to do with these 1,000 families? And I guess the West Coast hasn't been saying, well, the aliens and the devil's going to get us. And the East Coast has been kind of saying, the carbon and the devil's going to get us. And Texas is like, nope, we're going to figure it out. And we're going to make cool new shit. And we're going to come together. And rock and roll's going to return. We're going to have good days again. And we're going to make some of the greatest stuff on the planet. Because what Earth needs is planetary infrastructure. Where like we look at the planet not just by like invisible nation lines, but like how is the planet going to change with the solar system as the sun changes? As the planets in the solar system change. We can figure it out, just like I've been figuring out the hurricanes and the storms, sort of, well enough. And then we can figure out where the places are going to be safe, where we can build. And we can build up. So, in Texas, it's so flat and empty. And the mountain ranges in Mexico are extremely important, like that whole mountain spine. That's going to be one of the safest places for the next 1,000 years. What's he talking about? Okay. So, yeah, the sun's changing. I'm changing. You're changing. That's cool. But yeah, the whole 20 years of fear, Y2K. I'm done with that shit. Okay, Mark Torello. But we have challenges we have to face today. Weather watch. Rain likely on Saturday, mixing with wet snow at times across southern Minnesota. Some slush accumulation will be possible. Any precipitation looks to exit by late Saturday afternoon at this point. Stay tuned! Exclamation point. Hashtag MNWX. And that is an alert. Yeah, this whole area in here has been getting hit hard. Very hard. And like I said, all those main river flooding levels, they are at, I got too many things opened up. Boom. Okay. So yeah, to have this much purple in these areas, remember water is heavier than air. I don't know if you knew that. You do now. And it's all going downhill, I think. What was that shit about, like, the New Madrid earthquake, the Mississippi changed directions? You know, another thing, just off sidebar, the fact that they don't have straight lines for these rivers that show us almost exact where it's flooding, and that they show circles instead of straight lines, is just one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. So if you like zoom out, that looks really bad, you know? Like, this is what I'm saying. Hey, y'all, here's your issue. Take a 3-month break from politics. And so I'll figure out how we're going to handle the rest of the year, because May will probably be earthquakey and possibly volcano-y. And then it'll be hurricane season before you know it. And technically it is hurricane season because Africa's now been hit by 2 hurricanes. I call them cyclones. Same thing, man. And Australia been hit by 2. So I've said I've been more sure than ever than my pre-2017 prediction and 2018 prediction. We're going to get by 2. Although I'm hoping that one gets curved out. But there still could be more before and more after. So it's summer camp where we grow up, find our inner child, and then figure out some new solutions to these problems. Because they're going to get bad. Let's see what happens. Free will, it's real. So is it still working? Okay, cool. I love you guys. I'm proud of you, and I thank you for all your love, all your support, all your help, all your prayers. One day, we'll talk about all the crazy shit. Like, there have been so many times where, I forget what day it was, where I was like down to $3, and I was like freaking out. Anytime I get under 100, I just start to freak out, like totally, oh my God. And there's one day when I went to the mailbox there, at the very beginning, there were like 7 letters in the mailbox. And I was like, whoo. And there was another moment like that, I don't know, like a week ago, 10 days. That somehow, every time I get like, I'm falling off the cliff this time and I won't make it back. God and y'all have kept your planetary defense commander around and kicking. So thank you. Like, from the bottom of my heart, and just at the end of the day, I do love making videos and concentrating and focusing on all the right stuff. So thank you for putting me in position and keeping me alive and fed, and you guys are pretty super understanding about cigarettes. So I'm like, you know what? Nowadays, last year or so, I don't even really leave the apartment. Save money by this is my car. And so, like, the one thing, it's like, yeah, dude, I mean, I've tried to quit 3 or 4 times, and I turn into a rage monster. So as long as I got to stare at this thing all day, yes, I know it's bad for my teeth, bad for my lungs, bad for my health, and expensive. Like, I don't leave the house, and sometimes if I have to choose between food or cigarettes, I choose cigarettes. We all have our imperfections. I'm saying you guys have been cool about that. On that note, I'm going to light up and take a sip of what I'm drinking. I barely even hit the... Oh, there's a helicopter. Hey, helicopter, I love you. And honestly, I got to say, look at that. Multiple dragons in the ocean. Multiple dragons. Houston is fantastic. Texas is super wonderful. Did you see the pictures of Kim Il-jung and Putin on horses? I definitely think they want peace, and they want to be honorary Texans. Everyone wants to be a cowboy, and most of us want to be good cowboys. Like, yeah, I don't even know. Oh yeah, so here's a super cool thing, and so I'm talking about. We're not talking about people. Don't get stuck on people or names. Get stuck on ideas, and so kudos to Trump's NOAA team, Neil Jacobs, for focus on boosting research funding to improve weather model. Nice spur from EU, spending 5 times US on model research. So apparently Trump and the team are coming out with putting a bunch of money in a new system, and they're calling it EPIC. And so, EPIC has always been a word. But if you played World of Warcraft, you know that, like, World of Warcraft kind of took the word and then molded it into something legendary. And so that is cool. This is good news. We don't get that a lot. This is great news, because it's the one thing where, no offense, but at times it's just like chickens with their head cut off, run around like carbon tax denier, climate change denier, or like global warming fibber. And it's like, we just need to figure out what is going on with the data and reopen up that nobody knows everything, and that things are changing, and there are a lot of possibilities. And so let's get the best data we can into as many people's hands as possible in real time. I don't know if you guys know this. I've done a video or 2 on a lot of the government-funded science is like not even available to the public. You know how insane that is? Like a lot of the university paid for science research and all the grants and stuff, like, the public doesn't get that information. And if we were paying attention to the real shit at like all government data collected about science and the earth and volcanoes and like, that should always be public. There's no reason that the basic information should not be, the fact that all those buoys were out, and was it Indonesia? Whatever. Okay, so this is good news. That's all I'm saying. So instead of screaming about carbon and because even if you're going to have carbon, you got to go work with the oil companies, man. And so it's not as simple as undenying climate change. It's we got to figure out how to work with the oil companies. And they're like more powerful than nations, but they're not as evil as people think they are. Not all of them. Okay. Zach LaBaye, a year in review, and yeah, it's been getting hotter. There's a lot of stuff going on. And please don't spoil Avengers Endgame. I'm going Saturday morning, and I'm very excited. I've heard it is super fantastic. And the last one was really great. So yeah, I'm energetically freaked out by Cyclone Kenneth. It's killed a lot of people. And to me, these are human beings. These are, a lot of times on the internet, people are always like, assholes, idiots, morons. Like, you're so stupid. It's like, well, dude, it's your job to teach these people. I got a lot of times when people make the individual choice, like, I could teach people or I can make money off these people. And it's like, these problems of the future or now can't be solved by just throwing money at it. You got to come up with new ideas and new ways to meet the challenges. So you can't just print an extra $100 trillion and be like, okay, we don't have to worry about the volcanoes and the earthquakes and the shift in where you can grow your crops, because we can throw money at it. We can't do that anymore. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to figure it out together. But recognizing that nobody knows everything, and people are scared to admit how much they don't know. Right? Mike Varner. Mike K-A-T-U. Sundog. That's cool, dog. Cool weather phenomena. This morning, as a rainbow appeared on both sides of the sun. Just after sunrise this morning, sunlight refracting through icy clouds. That is cool. We agree. Like I said, sure, yeah, those super badass pilots probably spraying stuff in the sky, but pretty sure it's solar radiation management, and that the chemicals that people say they're reading, that they think they're coming from the spray, those are coming from the sun or the local interstellar medium fluff cloud, or possibly even Venus. Like, if you're really paying attention to everything going on, that the solar system, everything's evolving. And C.S. Lewis said, hey, humans will evolve mentally, spiritually, imaginationally. We shall see. It's a cliffhanger. Scott Bachmeyer. Meteosat 8. High resolution. Visible images showing Category 4 Cyclone Kenneth making landfall along the coast of Mozambique. And it looks like a little galaxy. And if you ever look at Olympus Mons, not Olympus Mons, what is it called? Valles Marineris on Mars. Oh, that bird just landed on my porch. It's beautiful. Is that a blue jay? Whoa, it's beautiful. Valles Marineris on Mars, that big, bad shaving cut. I think it was caused by one of these planetary pressures. Which one? I don't know. The universe is crazy. Amber Khan. Never underestimate the power of prayer. And I want to say that the storm that we're looking at now that is running across the United States, if a storm's already put out tornadoes that kill people, then anywhere in the path of the tornado, you need to stay aware of it. And then if you're anywhere near the close path of the tornado, you got to stay super aware of it, because I believe that extra 3 minutes will buy you time to figure out which room you should go in, which you should have already figured out. Drag your mattress and stuff in there for you, your family, your pets, and then to say a prayer to God, the great creator, whatever you believe in. Because having that extra 3 minutes to do all that can definitely save your life. And I am your planetary defense commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7 Captain. Oh my God, I'm so handsome and awesome. Those are all nicknames from the past given to me, asterisk. And so that saved my life. And I don't like tornadoes. I feel mildly powerless in tornadoes. You just pray and figure out the sturdy, Oh yeah, so like I was saying, if they were geoengineering, they would zap apart so the Midwest didn't get hit as hard. But man, I can't even. Am I saying anything that's getting me in trouble? Last thing I want to do right now is get in trouble. Light changes everything. The more you focus on the positive, the more the balance will shift in its favor. There's no need to allow the but or on the other hand. What? There's no need to allow the but. Yeah, I figured that out. On the other hand, is this like a double entendre play while giving me uptick advice? For a higher vibration into your thoughts, set your intention today to only see the good, and the good will surround you. Well, that's what I'm doing. Having a good day. Are you having a good day? And a cup of positivity. The bad news side. But from a high vibration vibe, May 2019 starts with a bullseye. In the very worst of places, the Midwest, United States of America, Exhibit A. This is March 1st, Wednesday. That's a pretty heavy rain signature that will be heading towards the areas that do not need it. And if you're just joining us, hello. Okay, people are still here. That's wonderful news. Pizza rolls. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, if you're just still here, like, here you go. What's happening is like the whole solar system is kind of tilting. That Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, like they're all on this side, so it makes it like makes sense that the whole thing is makes more sense than just it's just carbon, man, and just a tag. So fix it. Well, what am I doing here? Earth, null. There we go. All my computer problems and resets and new computers. My stuff is not as optimal as it should be. What are we coming here for? Oh, I'm just gonna look at the mean sea level pressure. Flatten it out. Yeah. So Jupiter's retrograde, Pluto just went retrograde, and then Saturn goes retrograde, I think, on Monday. And these are all the main ones. Like, everything else flares up here when they flare up down here. And so usually you have some type of wild weather under the blue. And so that is where a pretty tight and nasty hurricane is headed. Oh, yeah, there's so much to talk about. And somebody might be like, is he high? Yeah, I'm high on life because I haven't been live in forever. It's always such a pressure because I don't want to say anything dumb. Asterisk, unless it's hilarious. Ooh, like there's an eyeball. There's an eyeball. There's his nose. Oh, maybe it's a her. Look at there's the eyelid. It's definitely a her. Although I'm not going to impose my statuesque interstellar medium thingies that I see. Oh, there's a little. Okay. We'll make it go faster. Here we go. Technology. Could blow your mind. My cigarettes go out because I talk a lot. Oh, yeah. I'm going to LeakCon in Colorado, May 18th, 19th, God willing. And there'll be other people there who are interesting and knowledgeable about all the things. Interesting. Fascinating. So maybe I could talk to other people too. That'll be interesting. My foxhole. I'll have to learn how to smell better. My foxhole smells like war. Spiritual warfare. Yeah, but we're doing good. So, yep. One of these is Saturn. Pretty sure. What was that flash? You see that? We'll go real fast. Trying not to get sick. Is that a bad sign? If you're on a date and someone on your date gets sick, your date is not going well. But if they do puke and y'all kiss after, especially with no toothbrushing, then it must be love or deep, deep passion. So yeah, and we're in a star field, so it's not even just our sun. We got multiple. But life is a riddle, so let's figure it out. I think that's Eris. If I say it 3 times, I think Astronomy Live makes an appearance. Astromut. And I'm actually nostalgic for an Astromut appearance. Okay, so there's our little gremlin on top of the galaxy in the middle of the... And see that? You can see, like... There you go. I think I found Planet 9. And it all lines up with our solar system. There you go. I found it. One time, I think they told me it's the Beehive Galaxy or something. I'm like, nah, it looks like Planet 9. And Planet 9's got a friend. It looks like a olive that's been, what do you call it when they stick the pimento in the olive? That's like the only time. Pimento cheese sandwiches and then in a martini or just in a green olives and salads by themselves. Pimentos. Genius. But used sparsely. And this one sometimes looks like it's flapping its wings. So yeah, that's not even a planet in our solar system. These are crazy. I keep getting off subject. I haven't even barely made it through the news. And the universe never explains why. Okay, so yeah, we got really bad floods coming back to the Midwest, tearing up our crops and driving up petroleum prices, gasoline. And this rain band tells me that we as a collective in the United States of America could go 100 days without pouring any energy into politics, and we'd be so much better off for hurricane season in the future. Because this kind of looks like a weird vampire squid thingy. See it? Where there's a tentacle here, and then there's this windy up tentacle here, and there's the eye. But yeah, that's a rain band with some snow. So it goes from Mexico all the way through Texas, across Louisiana, up the Gulf states. I mean, that's mind blowing. If you stretch that thing out, what is that? It's a lot, 1,000-ish miles. And then here's the Saturday, which is just a couple days away. The day I will be seeing Avengers Endgame. Please don't spoil it. Saturday, second storm already inbound and deep. We'll probably get lots of anomalous snow and ice during this volcano season 2019-2020. Yep. The secondary low scrapes through the Midwest, and that's bad for everyone but gasoline prices. So here's our big storm forming up as the two parts come together and moves out. And then our next storm is already like inbound, like the time between patterns or time between storms is lessening. And this is just one of the 100-hour plus model runs. But I'm tilting at the tea leaves and seeing a possible 4-quadrant cross pattern. Mother Nature is leveling up much faster than us. We would greatly improve our leveling up if we focused on it as a team, though. So here you got like the giant strip coming all the way across, and then you got your Orion arm, partial moisture coming. And so that's almost like a cross of rain bands across the Mexico, because this is all America, man. We're the United States of America, but these are still considered North America and South America. You know? Oh, did I tell you all my crazy theory that... So what happened was they never technically ended... Are you guys ready for this? Any of my crushes here? It's for you, Don. Hey, Chris. Thank you. You're amazing. Okay. So I came up with a new crazy theory. They're like, yeah, I'm going to light a cigarette. The Spanish Inquisition didn't end, man. Europe was like, holy crap, we got to get rid of this evil spirit. We got to get it out of here. And they're like, you're right. It's fucking everything up. And they're like, what do we do? And they're like, send it to the Americas. So yeah, they took the Spanish Inquisition, dark demon spirit, over here to the Americas. And so it's been running around up and down our continents since then. True story, man. That's why we're all super divide and conquer. Although it went back there, you know. And so we got to figure out how to get rid of this damn Spanish Inquisition. That's why the Spanish came over here. Well, looking for oil. We got to get all this, like, that was their black gold. And so the Spanish Inquisition, and it was the pirates and the Indian pirates, and I mean, it was the whole, all the country, like a lot of the countries, but yeah, so they basically came out of here, and we've been like their puppets ever since. So now we all have to figure out how to get rid of that weird Spanish Inquisition spirit that's still roaming around, fucking shit up, pushing Schadenfreude compounding interest on everybody. But we can do it. Did I mention I'm from Texas? Okay. But yeah, the two lows I talked about that got separated, looks like they'll be forming together and pushing out the northeast. And we definitely need more. We need global infrastructure plans for the planet ASAP. And so the ball I was talking about earlier, that thing was like there for a while. Yeah, I got on my video, and then like with my eyes, I stare at the sun in spurts, and the sun was kicking today, and you can see all the blue and the purple all around. Who knows what it's doing? Sun's like a dragon and a phoenix and a star. And remember, the inside of our planet, there's a star inside of our planet. That is so crazy. Like, there's definitely divine architect, because the fact that you have a star in the middle of the planet, then you got like oil, and then you got like dirt and rock, and then on top you got like water, lakes, people, and atmosphere, and then you got, we think, space. I don't know, I haven't verified. That's just so amazing on so many levels. So you got the sun, and you got a sun inside of our planet, and then the moon. So yeah, Kenneth is a big deal. I mean, it's destroying, it's a city, cities are getting destroyed, mass, people are getting like flooded out. Like if this happened in Miami, you could have over 100,000 dead. And I'll remind you, more than 1 million people have drowned twice in the history of Earth. Both times happened in China. I think it was like in year 500 or negative 500 BC, 500 before Christ. But we've had over 1 million people die in floods before. Noting strong signal for the heavy precipitation risks plus volatile temps pattern ahead into May. So next 2 weeks, Mr. Kirk Hines at BAM Weather bringing us this. Oh, there'll be a live stream at LeeCon. Boom. That you can purchase. Tickets are sold out. But I don't know. I think it ends after some period at night. So I'm gonna run around Denver. I don't know. Maybe show up. We'll see what happens. World's a crazy place, but yeah, these are big problems. And I don't think the weather's gonna calm down while it's week. Okay, so a thing on the internet that people have been doing, talking about jobs they've had before. I've had more, but I listed 7. 1, my first job was a movie theater usher. 2, master control at a TV, and these are not in order. Master control at a TV station in Arlington, Texas. 3, videographer in different realms. 4, bookseller in Texas and Arlington. Wait, in Houston and Arlington at Borders. I loved that job. I could get to almost any book any customer was asking for in under a minute. I was like Thor inside of a big, huge, awesome bookstore. And it was very Harry Potter-y, and it was during Harry Potter. And I got to meet Akeem Olajuwon. He came in and I think it was the 6th Harry Potter book that night. And everybody got really celebratory and dressed up. And the nights the new books came out, the last 3 those were always amazing, amazing nights. And Game of Thrones, if I mentioned, it's the best show ever. Okay, screenwriter. Yeah, I've made option money on 2 different screenplays multiple times. Trial technician, audio visual. You do all the exhibits and stuff and present the depots and any footage or that the trial might need. I've done that on big trials in Texas, big ones. And then planetary defense commander. Oh, and I've also done lawn care. And like the Mitch Hedberg joke, I was a hot tar roofer for a couple hours. I was like, there's no way I can do this. Stand on a roof. Okay, the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane. Hey. So yeah, it's Spain, France, Austria. If you guys, if us Nords could work it out, Trans-Canada between Oromocto and Moncton remains closed along with 75 roads in New Brunswick. I think that's New Brunswick. I don't know. I need to visit Canada. More rain en route this weekend. New Balance flood. That's what we need. I'm not getting this photograph. A new, remember, all gas giant, same side. This is so cool, and it's be nice to like, I could, to be able to talk to people about. People are like, it's just a carbon. It's like, no, let me make a PowerPoint for you. Like the fact that, like, oh yeah, all the planets is circle, man. They can, so it's like a clock, and you got all these hands. So all the hands are like in the same area. So yeah, definitely. I think it's tilting down, or planetary orbital angular momentum. And over there you got how man make, and then it's almost like they're getting pushed up, like wee, because everybody's going down. But like Ender's Game, there is no down. Or the enemy's gate is down. There's no directions in space. So yeah, there's our 3 big, nasty, possibly deadly storms. Okay, and you guys are here. And I haven't even made, almost done. We'll see. A lot of info. But yeah, there's Saturn, like right behind the moon. And I've had cheap telescopes that I've seen Saturn and Jupiter in before. So that's, if we can, it's going to be interesting times. Meredith Garofalo. Wow. Oh gosh. Check out this amazing view of our sunrise today in Denver, Colorado. Hey, I'm going to Denver. Less than a month. Oh, I should start getting in shape. I bought some Easter candy yesterday, 50% off. The really weird eggs made out of like pure sugar. But I got 50% off. Okay. We've been on tornado coverage all AM, so love getting to see it through here. Yeah, I'd like to go up the mountains if I can. Just for a little bit. I buried my dad's ashes there in 2015. Vale Mountain. If you're hoping for rain, London, you're getting it too. At least on the southern coast. This tornado was from Gig'em Aggie Land, Bryan College Station. I expect the Aggies to survive. No offense, Aggies, but I need engineers that can somehow figure out how to survive during an impending tornado. It's got to be you guys and gals. And also, no offense, UT. UT has prettier girls. Okay. Although that was all, who knows? That used to be true. And Amber Dean, shoot hurry. Wall Street doesn't want this woman talking about her coffee mug in court because it had feces. Via Katya Borzikansky and her buddy Max. And this doesn't surprise me at all. I'll relight my cigarette. Because, like, 2008, it was like our economy froze up and almost collapsed. And they're like, what do we do? 7 banks have gone belly up overnight, same day. Like, let's give the banks $10 million and not ask a whole lot of questions. So them and all their primary dealer friends get really rich on what they call low interest, zero interest, semi-free money for a decade. Like, well, what do we give the people? Like, I don't know, man. How about divide and conquer arguments in a coffee cup filled with shit? And I go, all right, they'll be too busy fighting to argue about it. So, yes, it's bad. And I'm sorry, ma'am, that this has happened. It seems like it's pretty much happened to everybody else. It's like they took away rock and roll. And in return, they just handed me everybody talking about politics. It's like, I don't know if you ever gone to a concert during the summer. That shit is cool. Unless it's really hot. So prepare accordingly. Judah Cohen, it might be May. It's May, y'all. Break out your own JT. I would do suit and tie right now. But then you two would bitch slap me. Bitches. And bitches is the royal bitch. So it's never an insult. It's a term of endearment. And did I mention that if I'm thinking about Fight Club, Tyler Durden is like Wolverine, and then the other half of Tyler, I forget his name, is like Cyclops. So if any of my all-female X-Men are out there listening, Isn't that a cool concept? Wolverine is Tyler Durden, and the other dude is Cyclops. But then Cyclops learns to be a badass too. And if you ever need anybody to land an aircraft or crash it and not die, kill everybody, Cyclops is your man. Might be May, but it seems still not too late for stratosphere-troposphere coupling. And I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones, the greatest show of all time, with the greatest scene, the Bree scene or the Arya scene, or just a show in general. The power coupling seems to be a big deal towards the end of the show. And so with amazing power coupling, it looks like a lot of our heroes might actually survive and they might save civilization. And they can build all this cool stuff and bring peace for the first time amongst the 7 realms, the 7 kingdoms. And so it seems like over the last few years, last decade, there's been a lot of power decoupling all across the earth. So it'd be great if we went through our romantic comedy period of America and Earth and civilization, and then we had a lot of power coupling that would power couple dynamics into us solving all these problems. So, in this Game of Thrones, wave after wave after wave, story of Fire and Ice, Avengers, Astonishers, Asteroid Fight Club. Yep, polar stratosphere will propagate down, contributing to. So yeah, be cool and find good love. It's worth it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, totally. Or get kittens and a dog. I should get a bicycle. The Fed is done raising rates. Woohoo! Cut by in 2020. Growing more likely. Yeah, because fiat currencies just continue to expand. Zero hedge. Who will win the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination? Joe Biden's coming in just under a quarter. Oh, Elizabeth Warren is your 9-cent woman. And then Beto O'Rourke is coming in at a hot ass 7 cents. And Cory Booker with his you know what? We really need to legalize marijuana. They stick him in last place. The only person out of here that I know that's got an idea that I could totally get behind is Cory Booker. We're like, man, we're too damn long into this privatized prison for profit system where people, like marijuana, you go to jail for it. You could run your car in hemp oil, I've heard. And you do a lot of things with hemp. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence were written on hemp. So he's got the only quote-unquote idea that I even like that I can throw all my weight behind. And he's running in last place for that. Because the pharmaceutical company is like, hell no, Cory. We got to sell 25-cent pills for $10,000. Michael Burton, Los Angeles, or Louisiana, Dallas. See y'all soon for rootin' tootin' horses in the backin' yeehawin' Dallas Fuel Homestead. All right, that must be Los Angeles. But good attempt at Texan or Southern or whatever that is. And those horses are gorgeous babies. Look at those. Look at those babies. They're beautiful. Horses are so cool. It's pretty much the only animal you can ride. Was this one dude was like, man, this horse is my friend. I will not ride it. Or whatever. All those ladies look lovely too. Everybody looks good in a cowboy hat. So yep, big storms moving over United Kingdom. Texas flooding killed 3 people, derailed a train, submerged dozens of cars. Discussion from NWS, WPC. We got more flooding moving through Louisiana today into Alabama, Mississippi, and across Florida. So yeah, we got bad news and sad times for some people. And then we got James Bond returning for a 5th soiree, which I'm excited about. I think Craig is a great James Bond. It'd be cool if they put a little humor in it. Like Mission Impossible. Christopher McQuarrie and Mr. Cruise are really good at that. Because tension, that's always a perfect time for comedy, is when the tension is high. Or when you're high. Look away if you thought you had seen your last snowfall forecast map. Hashtag in Chicago. I'd love to go back to Illinois, man. In Wisconsin, eat some cheese curds. Is this the Pacific Northwest? No. I don't know where this is. Yeah, but it's raining there too. Orages. Do you know that means lightning? I think. Orages. Oh, from like aura. Oh, that's Aquatine. That's from like Nostradamus. They are locally strong and intense electrical activity. They can be accompanied by grelle and potentially strong bursts of localized wind. That's another thing, man. Crazy lightning in Wisconsin. And that would be a little slice of heaven right now. If I could be in Wisconsin, drink a beer, eating fresh cheese curds, and hanging out with good friends with good conversation. Have some lefse with sugar and butter. Meredith Garofalo, The Aftermath, a first look at Ruston, Louisiana, as we view the tornado damage seen in daylight over the region. The storm has killed at least 2 people, as confirmed by Louisiana Governor. This is earlier, 255 rivers flooding 6 hours ago. Everything's wacko. For some reason, my hours are 6 hours behind. Hera, which was Zeus's wife. This mission for the Asteroid Fight Clubby thing for the European Space Agency has been putting out a lot of really great photos with their satellites of the volcanoes. They've been kicking NASA's ass for sure. Lately, over the last month. So, these spacecraft will put asteroid deflection to the test for the first time ever. So that's cool. We love all of our good Asteroid Fight Club members. I want to thank y'all again for being awesome, cool. All the cool people out there. All the good work you've done. Thank you. I appreciate it. Every time you were cool to somebody. Every time you were kind. Every time you were funny. Every time you rose above it. And other times I really want to not always be so cool, but I'm not always cool. I make mistakes. And I apologize for those. Times have been rough. And when I was coming to my senses, I regret it. When I say stuff that's mean or not true, but I thought it was true at the time. Somebody asked me, why isn't the media talking much about the city that has been wiped out and in Africa, Mozambique, that's going to get hit again? It's because it's like, it's a rhetorical question. The only thing the media talks about is politics or people who have done really bad things. One of the things that freaks me out energetically, the Africa hurricane, total city destruction. The first storm was wiped out 95% of the city. Almost no one outside of Mozambique paused or blinked an eye. 95% of the city wiped out. And now I'm having weird deja vu because I tried to do a audio version of this. And then when I spoke for 30 minutes, when I ran through all these stories, I realized I'd hit the wrong button. And so it didn't record the audio. So now that I've redone the thing, if I redid it twice and just didn't realize it, I apologize. Repeat art. Good job, me. Every possible tornado in your area should be taken seriously. I got a mystical feeling that even having the extra 3 minutes to pick the safest place in your house, pull the mattress over you and y'all and your pets, and then say your God's honest prayer to your creator really helps. And click in your ruby heels, maybe. And thank you to the Munchkin gifts. I got some Munchkin PR stuff and Wizard of Oz. It is interwoven through everything. And they represent the lollipop. We represent the lollipop kids. And then my brain segues over to Shirley Temple. Man, what was that hit that I remember? I do not. Lisa Abram music. Money is seriously, thank you. Like, everybody sent me a card. The cards make me like anytime the comic books, everything has made me, the Bible, everything. You guys are so cool. The pink salt, you guys are so. Oh, and then the Viking and the Hopi warrior that took me to the beach with I got the Pikachu necklace. Wait, what? Y'all have been amazing. So thanks again for being amazing. Keeping me semi-sane and my hopes alive and me alive while I've been in this foxhole crazy ass last 2 years. I'm excited to get out though. Money is flooding into U.S. municipal bonds at a record pace because fiat currencies just keep expanding. We got to figure out a way, because you know they're going to keep, the money's going to keep expanding. We got to figure out a way to get more of that money into people's hands. And I don't know why any sensible person out there continues to fight, like, trying to figure out a way to get these huge chunks of like $100 trillion into more of everybody else's hands. I had this crazy idea when the economy was kind of collapsing. 2008. I was like, well, since you're going to pump $5 to $10 trillion into the economy, I mean, you know you're going to do it. You know you're going to pump 5 to 10 trillion before they leverage it up into the economy. What you should do is you should run it through, like, every individual would get like $100,000 or $50,000, whatever the total was, and that you run it through all of their debts. So if it had college debt, it paid off their college debt. If it had home debt, it paid off their home debt. If it had credit card debt, it paid off their credit. Like, there would be prioritized, but every single debt you might have, it would run it through the creditors first. And then if you paid off all of your debts, then you would get whatever cash was left over. I thought that was a great idea. That was like super duper. I'm lighting a cigarette. It was like so cool. I was like, hell yeah, that's genius, man. Because it's the same $10 trillion, and the banks are the ones who got in trouble. And they're like, nope, we're going to skip the people. We're just going to give the money to the banks. And I was like, what? It was almost as dumb as when we invaded Iraq, because we got hit by Lord knows who. Can't verify either way, and why Building 7 fall. It's not subject today. But what I was talking about, so yeah, they knew they had to expand the bubble. They always reinflate the bubble. Fiat currency, you ever heard of it? And every nation has it pretty much. Before Brexit, everybody's worried about all the European EU nations defaulting because the debt levels were too high. So my whole point was, yeah, that money's flooding in. They got to reinflate bubbles. I don't know why people fight against, like, the average non-stock owning person has not been getting a fair shake, because to make real money over the last decade, you've had to be in the stock market. 90% of the cases, you had to be. They took it out of your. You used to be able to make like $15 for every $100 you kept in the bank for a year. So if you had like $100,000 in there, you would make $15,000 just by having $100,000 in the bank. And they dropped interest rates to zero, and they pushed everybody into stocks and other risky investment things like Bitcoin, and they got rid of all the savers while they got rid of the middle class. And so the real people who had the money were in stocks. And so when they're going to reinflate the bubble again, the people have to figure out a way that more of that money ends up with the people. And so I don't want to have some bullshit argument about capitalism or some bullshit argument about socialism or some bullshit argument about communism. It's about that. No matter what, on some level, they're going to at least do one or two more bubble pulses. And that more of that money has to end up in infrastructure. It has to end up in things that are going to, like, it can't just go to the, like, tiny people who are fighting to get as much as they can. Like, it had, like, and it's just common sense. Like, if we watch the last 20 years, pretty much since the internet and 9/11, that, like, the average person has not gotten anywhere close to a fair shake. And so we need more sensibleness to return. But you can call me Captain Good New Ideas. Jim Bush, amazing sky over Great South Bay moments ago. Yeah, the sun, the sky, birds, animals. You, and yeah, pretty women. I'm sorry. If I'm addicted to a drug, it's the most beautiful woman on the planet. And that's relative. It's just beautiful to me. And because I'd like to get married someday, and because I love to be faithful, I would love to be physically attracted to the woman I'd spend the rest of my life with. Okay. And I know, when I grew up, I like Tormund, although I didn't drink Giant's milk. My mom's got a giant heart, though. You know, as a kid, you're just trained to like boobs because they're soft, they're warm, they feed you, and you feel safe. So I still like boobs and women. Okay, that's enough of that. After more than 4.5 of rain yesterday and overnight in Teague, Freestone County. And yeah, I'm going to check the chat again in a second. I can't see it because I only got one screen. But I'm just trying to plow through this. They could dry a couple of days, might help a bit. Joanne Sims. The treaty that forced the Cherokee people from their homes goes on view. And so, yeah, the American Indians and all the people in Mexico, Guatemala, like all the places, they had pretty good civilizations. I would highly recommend John Leguizamo's South American History for Dummies or Morons. It's really educational and funny. But when he talks about, I think they had 30 million people all up and down the Americas before the Spanish Inquisition. People came over and slaughtered like 27 million of them. And they tried to fight with dancing like it's... And they came and took all the oil. And we've been stuck in oil ever since. 300 years, man. It's time to take a step forward out of this cave. Jimi Hendrix was Cherokee. Anyway, so, yeah, they got rooked. All this shit about walls and immigrants, like... And we killed 100,000 people in Iraq when we went and destabilized. Like, stop thinking with your fucking television and social networking and be a human being. Pretty please. Sirius Planetary and Brown Dwarf, Jesus Christ. Like, are you a Christian? People are people. Like, people are the most important thing we have on earth. Love God above all else and your neighbor as your family. It's not based on how much fiat currency they've acquired in a system that rewards the... Okay, what comes first? The magnetic field or the volcanoes? When planets are formed and stuff, what comes first, man? I know that, like, it sounds like the magnetic field would come first, but I don't know. Oh, and if I wasn't going to get... Because Alex lives in Colorado, and he is definitely an honor... Like, he's one of the best members of Asteroid Fight Club. One of the coolest, smartest... Yeah, he works for NASA, but like I said, it's Hogwarts, man. There are definitely good people there. And Alex is really cool. So if he... Having to show up in Colorado because he lives up there... On or off the record, I would love to hang out with that dude. That dude is smart as hell. And he's really creative and talented. And he's part of the Dangerous Spacebound Squad. Ed Valet, Empire Weather, LLC. So they have limited liability for this forecast. If this were June, late June, July, folks would be giddy. I'm giddy, but not because of the weather. I don't even know why. Oh, hope is alive, and it's spring. It's a good spring. But after the wet winter and spring most have had, current data suggests 2 to 4 inches of rainfall for much of the AG belt in the next 10 days. So yeah, we're getting multiple signals from multiple people, especially the ones who make their money watching over agriculture, saying we got a lot of problems coming in. And, these are going to start piling up, and that that's another thing I got to talk about, the CCC, something I learned. I'm going to have to do a whole nother live for that, just that alone. But yeah, it's where you need to, like, reinstitute the CCC, man. I don't think these aren't going to be the crop places anymore. We're going to have to adapt to it. No socks in the house. This dog is not listening. He's like, listen, bitch, you're not my mom. Female dogs are bitches. Stephanie Abrams. Sigh. Winter may not be over yet. No, it's volcano winter, which means expect anomalous sporadic bursts of winter, possibly year-round in strange places as volcanoes are popping off. Although I need to make a term that sounds less juvenile and popping off. Do I really need to worry about it, though? Like, there you go. All the gas giants, same side. So the solar system tilts. Like, whoop. Right, I need to tilt it better. Man, now I feel like I've just been so excited to be talking to y'all live. I don't even know. They may have cut my audio off a little while ago. I've just been trying to plow through, but I think we're done here. Yo, chill your buckets. Jupiter's retrograde. Pluto is retrograding. And Saturn is like, I'm next. Meaning Saturn's about to go retrograde. Astrology. Planets, alignments, places, energy, vibrations, vibes, movements, and actions. Bring back the space shuttle. Good times are possible, people. Look at this. This is an endangered starry butterfly. Yeah, we need to save that. Look how amazing that thing is. Mother Nature and God are endless in their creativity when it comes to life and creation. We can be much the same. And here was the good news about that Trump administration has an epic plan to develop the world's smartest weather system that is open for testing everyone, so everybody's plugged in. That is great news. So yeah, right before my YouTube channel, this is what it looked like. Although eyes were red because of the camera. But I think the only reason most women kiss me is because my nose is cute. I don't know what that means, but I've been told that. But back in 2012, right before I started my YouTube channel, I was in such good shape I could throw full-grown trees that had just been cut down. I could pretty much pick up a tree within reason, like not the giant oaks, and then take it and throw it. I was so strong, with the greatest of ease. But a YouTube channel, 2,312 videos later, in 2019, my body's a bit of a contrast. Yeah, so that's what I look like. Before my YouTube channel started, now I got a belly and face probably rounder. But I'm trying to get back in shape. I'm saying all the things I've sacrificed for y'all. But it's worth it because y'all are cool and we got a chance to pull out of this nosedive and put this ship on course. Thanks to God and all y'all and the coolness of all the ones that came before us that taught us. Remember, the human spirit has saved us from the edge many times. And you guys saved me from the edge many times. So my faith grows. Oh yeah, and sometimes when I didn't know how to talk to you guys about Africa and just overall kind of jumping back in, I'd get some laughs out. And I think this video is really funny because it was when I was watching all the old movies, which I do, cutting them up. They always have the scene when they have, I never lit that cigarette and light it. If you go to archive.com, they have all these old movies that are from like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're just fun to watch and watch how civilizations evolved. And so in like every single dating marriage thing where before they're married, the like guy walks the woman to the door. She usually lives with her parents. And then he kisses her goodbye or doesn't. And then the woman goes in, she closes the door. And the guy stands there for like 5 seconds staring at the door. So I've seen that same scene like 3 or 4 times. Multiple things. And every time I've thought like, this isn't represented because if you really go on a date like that, I don't know if people date anymore. Imagine same for both when people hold their farts in. And so that's how I was, I don't know. Oh, I ruined it. If you hadn't seen it, shit. Way to go, me. I just spoiled my own video. That's okay. It's nowhere near as amazing as Avengers Endgame, I've heard. So we've reached the end of this long, epic thing. I hope my videos are all out checking on the... Oh, you guys are there. I mean, is there anybody even here? What was this thing? 51. Heck yeah. Wait. There's Earth and stuff. Thank you for letting me get everything out. How are you guys doing? Robin, Raiden, Electric Universe Eyes, Dennis. I'm having fun saying these people's names. Ella, Christy, Show. Man, I tried to say like all the comments could get in. Coffee mug shit. I don't even know, man. Like I said, some people are just, I don't understand, cruel or just, I guess if I was 13, the whole like, I might have done, like put shit in a brown bag and then set it on fire. Might have done that like 2 or 3 times when I was 13 or 14. But when grown adults start doing that, it's just real weird. Yeah, the weather changes are stunning. The sky is stunning. What is up, Chris Smith? My hero. Yeah, no, things, like I said, things are changing. And even if you watch or look at the sun every day, the sky, like, it really feels like the sky is going 5D and the sun is going 5D. And so, you should get some glasses for the caps allergy if it hurts your eyeballs. You know what hurts my eyes? Is when the energy gets so intense I can't sleep for like 2 or 3 days. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. Anybody else? I had the weirdest dream. Because you know how I lost my wonderful Mustang, 2004 Mustang named Spirit. It was gunmetal gray. Had 192,000 miles on it. I put 160 of those on there. I dreamed the other night they got cut in half. So I think I dreamed the moment my car, like, after it got towed away, and I think when they finally junked it up, if they did, they cut it in half. So I like woke up because I felt whatever energy was in my car scream out. That was weird. Has anybody else had their powers kind of amping up the last 2 or 3 years? Doing good in Southeast Tennessee? that is wonderful news. I'm more worried about the southeast part when hurricane season comes. But I don't know if you guys noticed last year when we had the like 5 nor'easters in a row, they'll hit the upper northeast. And so this year now it seems like Mother Nature has shifted west and has been picking on the middle of America. And so I'm gonna have to do more hurricane research, but I'm thinking the 2 hurricanes we're gonna get in October and November will be shifting west, which would put kind of the Corpus Christi, San Antonio area, and then this area in play. Okay, so that's a lot of information. I didn't go through everything, but I think I covered all the basics. All the big stories that have been going down. Like I said, the tornado regions are. I would definitely keep an eye on this squall line when it comes through your area. And then the next storm is going to be right there. It's almost like if you're. Okay, I'm going to say my tacky thing at the end. It's like if you're a man, most of the time, men have to wait between sex. And so this would be like, so you had sex here, and then like 3.5 minutes later, you got to have sex again. So, that's going to create for a pretty messy weather period, especially if that pace keeps up. That analogy sucked. I'll work on it. I'm rusty. You guys are great. Fantastic. Yeah, so all the planets are on the same side. The storm Kenneth that is hitting Africa. It's really a great show. I think Tracy Morgan's my favorite, though. Of course, Tina Fey. She's married. I can't make her my favorite. Okay. So, everybody be cool, stay cool, and I'll be back. I've got a couple edited videos I'm working on. That 40-year volcano cycle video, and all my old Colorado stuff for the new Colorado Lecon thing. And I love you guys. Thanks for hanging around. I'm going to try and make some non-weather shit in there. I might even have me in front of the camera, old stuff, just because I never intended to just be weather and be serious all the time. And so watch it if you want to, and don't if you don't, but you guys seem pretty dang cool. So thank you guys for being cool. Thank you for all the love. I love you guys. And I'll be back, and I'll talk to you guys in the near future. And keep love alive. God bless everyone.